So I'll let you start.
Hi, my name is Beatriz Guzman Velasquez. I'm a visual artist from South Texas here in the Rio Grande Valley, close to the US Mexico border. And I have an eco-friendly studio named after my grandmother's, Juana Simona. For the past year, I have partnered up with UTRGV Agroecology Department as a beginner farmers fellow. And I, within the fellowship, I have followed my curiosity in trying to learn how to plant vegetables and then process those vegetables to turn them into natural pigments.
Can you tell us a little bit about, are they going to be growing the vegetables or are you just going to produce, have them show up and create this art from the what you've grown?
So we will have a opportunity for them to. It's almost like a community garden where they can come and they can grow their own vegetables. And we do want to create a tour where we give them the opportunity of touring around what is being grown at the area as well, giving them the opportunity of a workshop as to take them through the step-by-step process on how to create those natural pigments. And afterwards, I do want to create a guide that they can take home with them, giving them the process of how to plant and also how to create the natural pigments. The guide to plant is already created. That was the guide that we received as fellows. And the one with natural pigments is the one that I will be creating with the grant.
That sounds like a lot of fun. So what kind of natural pigments are they? I'm sure they're all earth tones. I mean, you can't create, well, like maybe you can create purples and, there's beautiful earth tones with flowers. And so you're going to be vegetables and flowers or both?
Yes. So for the fall growing season, I have done testing on red cabbage. That one has two tones, which you can do purples. And if you make it acidic, then it gives you the yellows and oranges. So it gives you that range. The same thing goes with beets. So I have grown beets and I have done testing as well. And you have your red purples, and if you make it acidic, right, then you get your yellows and your oranges, which is something that I do want to recreate again for the next planting season. And for the spring planting season, we have butterfly pea flowers. So those will give us, again, the purples, and we can also make it acidic. And the last one, oh, I did want to create natural fiber paper. And that we can create with corn husk. So hopefully we can, out of the planting of the corn that we have throughout the spring growing season, we can create paper out of that.
Now, in terms of acidic, are you using like citrus acid or citric
Yes.
acid? Okay, okay.
Yes.
That's a great question. I was going to ask that myself, but beat me to it. So are they going to be creating art with these?
Testing, yes. And I mean, if we get enough people participating, I feel like we can even have a little exhibition.
Oh, that would be
Where,
great.
yeah, that would be like where the growing community happens, where we can even form a collective out of there. Some sort of way that we can all come together and we can do exhibitions and then continue on partnering up with each other.
Is there a space for an exhibition there?
Yeah, with UTRGV, there will be a space.
That's wonderful. So you're going to produce it there and everything. Wow.
Yes. So the space is about a mile away. It's called the Hub of Prosperity, and that's where the planning happens. And we have a workshop area there. And apart, they have the department within the university. And within the university, there's an art department that I'm also involved in, and we can get a space in there. And we can also ask the students that participate in art classes within UTRGV to join us and to have those farm tours. So I'm really excited that there's going to be, enough participants to go around that they can attend these workshops and tours,
Yeah,
and the guides as well.
yeah, I would think there'd be a large, well, I don't know, just I would be very interested in it because I'm an artist and I've worked with paints and dyes and they're all synthetic. Well, I shouldn't say all synthetic. Most of them are chemicals. And I just stopped doing it because I didn't want to keep pouring things down the drain and contributing to an ecological mess. That so I love that you're doing this. This is really important work. It's for all artists. I'm not saying everybody needs to throw away their paint,
Yeah.
but I think it's going to be an up and coming trend. It probably already is, and I'm just not aware of it. But yeah, can you use the dyes for clothing? I guess you can dye
Yes.
cloth. Yeah.
Yes, for the carrots that I have planted, since carrots, I have tested them out, and I still need to find a binder that would transfer the colorant, and I haven't found one that it's just really such good pigment as the beets or the red cabbage, but you can dye with it. And also the carrot toppings you can dye. So you get two colors out of them. And so absolutely we can have a section in the guide where it is dyes. Like you can also dye with these pigments. But I'm just fascinated on the factor of creating it into paint and watercolors because not many people know how to do that. And usually they often think about dyes, but I'm not against it at all. Like I love how it can bring like a background color, and then you can go back and then you can actually create your markings, your brush markings with paint. So, we are maintaining our practice in the most ethical way that we can in order to produce organic vegetables. And I think that has been a long journey for us. And I'm so glad that you all selected us because we do need funding, right, in order to continue that journey. And I'm just excited about growing the community because as an artist, I have always thought about myself about being alone and producing my practice alone. And I have learned through the fellowship that you just need, a group of people that are helping you out, either from the weeding process to the planting, gaining knowledge from other disciplines in order to just have like little stepping stones along the way and for everything to connect at the very end. It's just much more fulfilling than just going out there and buying materials from a store. It's just,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, it just
Exactly.
gives you another feeling out of producing the whole entire work.
I was curious, what kind of support do you get from the UT network?
So from UTRGV Fellowship, we were able to get seeds. We were able to get the irrigation system. We were able to get the land as well. We didn't have to pay a water bill, which usually comes out pretty expensive since it's almost about 20 minutes twice a day that they open up the irrigation to water. And and apart from that, it was consultations. If something was going on with the plant and we didn't know how to upkeep it or make it healthy, they would come and help us out. Oh, you need this, you need that. So there were student workers helping us out to make sure that the plant stayed healthy.
That's
And
fantastic. Go ahead.
do you think the UT will help you disseminate any of this information? Like, because if you're using student workers and also just you're tied to that Rio Grande Valley, like I'm just kind of thinking of like the fact that the UT is such a massive footprint across all of Texas, primarily Dallas, Austin, and pretty much every major metropolitan area. I was wondering if like there's a way to like when you do this project and you kind of like get this information, is there like a way that you can upload this information to their systems to disseminate the information to other agricultural groups that they, participate with, or if that was even a possibility?
I believe through their social media, yes, because they have their guide established there. I'm not sure about their website, and I don't think I've seen their guide on their website, but their guide is just new, and it's a planning guide specifically for our region. And this is important because we have such a odd climate that goes on during the summer. It's not like other regions where they plant during the summer. We actually are planting during the winter.
Wow. Yeah, because it's such a different climate.
Yes. So that is fairly new. I haven't asked them if how are you disseminating that guide, but I think it will follow that same trail.
Mhm.
And I believe they have a very strong network where they go to conferences and summits as well. They have, well, that's pending actually, inviting me to go and exhibit my work within one of the summits. So I know that there is a very strong community where they're going to be able to give out for free. They actually print them out physically as
Wow.
well, to give out for free these guides. Yes.
Going back to like the climate situation, is there do you think some of this information can help like with climate change, like how to grow, certain of these, like, because essentially you're trying to like grow these plants in kind of specific areas. Sure, you have the natural Texas wildflowers, but you were also mentioning carrots and other plants as well. Like I'm pretty sure there's probably variations of cabbage that grow out there naturally, but there's probably also germination and other bringing stuff. So I don't know if there was also like an angle of like kind of figure out how to grow things outside their natural environment, type.
Yeah, I think that oftentimes I have felt I feel sometimes I'm a realist and pessimist to that extent. It's like, oh, our little small actions cannot do like reverse like climate change. But I've been reading Gloria Saldua, which is a feminist writer here in the Valley. And she talks about, and I firmly believe this, that if you change yourself, you change the world. And I
Yeah,
think
Gandhi
that
said that.
yes, yes, yes. Yes, she has teachings from there as well. So I just feel like we need to stay like committed to like changing our ways, and our small everyday ways will absolutely ripple as an effect.
Mhm.
And yes, it's the action, like the physical action, but it also changes your mentality. Like once you do this, you start looking at everything very differently. You start consuming less, which is something that I don't think we talk about as artists, that we need to be ethical in producing work. I just did an exhibition for Women's Month, and I was letting them know I only exhibit like once a year. I'm not somebody that is going to be exhibiting and constantly producing, because I don't feel like that's ethical to be using
Mhm.
so much of materials. So I do feel that starting this journey has really made me understand how am I gonna be able to change the world through my art practice, and
Mhm.
how can I create that impact? And it just spiraled into me looking at all my actions, outside of my practice as well. So it has embedded itself in everyday decisions that I have made.
That's a great message for all of us, that our consciousness, as we expand our consciousness, it affects everything
Yeah.
around us. So yeah, I love that. That's so true. All right,
Thank
take
you.
care.
Have a nice day.
Bye.
Thank you.